Spencer, a 7-2 victory over Cove in the Hampshire Senior Cup. Is it all about momentum at the moment to get us back in the swing of things?
Partly, but tonight was really a squad game, giving players that haven't had a lot of minutes that opportunity. Where we didn't even make a sub, we deliberately tried to get everyone through the 90 plus minutes. And I thought it was mixed. Yeah, give Cove some credit. They hung in there, but we counted in the first half. We had their goalkeepers made 6 decent saves. We've hit woodwork twice and we've scored 3 goals. Didn't think we were ruthless enough. Second half, I thought we started really brightly. And then got sloppy again. So it was mixed. Delighted to see Salim back. We've really had to ease him in this start of the season. He's got little knocks that he's constantly asking for a few weeks off. But he trained Thursday night, was excellent. Good to see Hodgie back. He's dual reg with Hartley at the moment, and yeah, it's a balancing act. With the greatest respect to Cove, there are like three or four levels below us. And we popped it around at some times and we were sloppy at others. I'm not happy about the 2 goals we conceded. But then there were some bright moments, as I said, there were some bright moments as well. So it was a mixed night. I'm pleased that, Jack got a whack in the back, so we took him off for the last 10, but touch wood, no other injuries. And yeah, nice to score some goals. Nice to get people back on the turf that haven't been playing a lot of minutes, bearing in mind what was there, 9 changes from Saturday. And yeah, still nice to win, score some goals in front of our fans, and we'll look forward to the weekend at Worthing.
And of course, with the holders of this competition, how seriously are we taking it this season?
That will really sort of depend how everything else breaks out. Obviously we're still in the FA Cup, which is great. We've got the trophy to come. We've got a really exciting league campaign. So we'll literally take it as it comes. And we do have a 23s as well. We've got a squad that's a reasonable size with a number of knocks at the moment. Some people might have seen Kenny Davis doing running before the game today. So we'll have to take that as it comes. It would be nice to put out a strongish squad each game, but obviously we do have bigger priorities. So as I said, we'll see how the season develops. Nice to be in cups, but ultimately we want to be winning games in the National League.
And you said Jack Ball came off with an injury today. Is there any news on the other injuries?
He got a knee in the back, and it seized up a bit, but he's been having a good bit of treatment down there, so I'm hoping that's not too serious.
And we move on to Saturday, a very tough game on the AstroTurf pitch at Worthing. How are we warming up for that one? Yeah, look, obviously I thought we were generally very, very good against Swindon. I think we made it a very good team. We worked really hard and made them not play very well, and I think a lot of that's I credit down to us. 10 men for 60 minutes. Look, Worthing, unbeaten in the league. They had their first defeat of the season in the FA Cup at home. And so, they got promoted. I'm told they're a very good side. We've started watching the tapes. They pass the ball for fun. It'll be a good crowd, but it is an Astro. Very important we focus on that game. I know it's very easy, and you're probably about to bring it up as well about the FA Cup. We must focus on that game. It's a tough game. Set unbeaten in the league, which shows what a great side and what a great few years they've had there under Adam. They've done a fantastic job down there. So. But we're excited. We have got a little bit of momentum, but we know we need to win games. We've got some injuries, we've got some suspensions. It's going to be tough, and we need to be patient. Our season doesn't rely on 1 or 2 or 10 games. We need to build and get better, and then I'm very confident we will pick up the points that we need to push on. And of course, we found out tonight, Biggleswade Town in the FA Cup. I think it was quite a few years since we last played them down here. What are you expecting from them?
They've had a fantastic result. Billericay have had a fantastic month, and if I'm honest, I didn't really see 3-0. We'll need to do a lot of homework. Need to give them every bit of respect. You saw what Sevenoaks did to Bath in the FA Cup at the weekend, so they're obviously a very good side. But also, let's you'll hear it straight from me. The players will hear it straight from me. This is a hell of an opportunity. With the greatest respect to them, and we will give them every bit of respect. A step 4 side at home. We've got to go out and perform. We've got to go and do the job. It's not going to be easy. We need the fans to turn up in numbers, and we need to be ruthless and we need to play well. And as I said, we've got some injuries and suspensions as well, so we are certainly won't be resting on our laurels. This is a fantastic opportunity for this team and football club, and we need to make sure that we take it, but making sure that we give them the utmost respect, because to beat Billericay 3-0, if that isn't a big enough warning, then nothing is. So as I said, a lot of homework to be done on that, but I do really want to focus on Worthing first.
Of course. But with the FA Cup, no midweek game next week, do you think that will help us?
I hope so. Obviously, Kenny's getting closer, and Michael has been suspended. I'm pretty fuming that today the appeal's been heard for Ollie for the sending off on Saturday, which we've lost, despite getting a second camera angle which shows we hardly touched him. This new rule that the FA have decided that they'll only overturn red cards if they're exceptionally harsh, I think is the phrase. I'm afraid they've got to start dealing with these referee decisions, because that's an exceptionally harsh decision, and they've taken a player out of the FA Cup and 2 league games. And I think it's just dead wrong. We're having to talk a lot about officials this season, and I think the FA need to back that up by looking at if things are harsh like that and that is not a red card. This nonsense about how many minutes are being added on for goals and things, and I'm really disappointed. And I called the FA. I called them 6 times this afternoon when I got that decision. Didn't get an answer, but I'll be calling them again tomorrow. I'd like to speak to someone senior there at the officials that we sat down and had a 2-hour call with before the league, because some of these things need to be explained, because I think it's wrong. I think it's taking money for the appeal, which we don't have, taking away from a young player. If you can't win that appeal, and the same Omar's was harsh, but these refereeing decisions that we're getting, it's not good enough, and it's not fair. It's not fair on the club. It's kept Ollie out of the games. It's very harsh. The referee was honest enough in the bar afterwards to say that he'd only seen one angle and that he did see it was borderline. I think he should have stood up and said when he'd seen the second angle and said, you know what, I'll support that coming down to a yellow. But look, Ollie did put himself in a bad position. He's not blameless in it. But I'm really disappointed. It's just pointless appealing then, and these decisions, it's not right. The officials also need to be accountable. They say they are, but clearly they're not, because it's happening too many times. And that's the disappointing thing, because right now, how ridiculous it is that I'm Googling officials before matches to find out what their records are like. And we knew this about the referee on Saturday. Other managers saying how poor he's been for them, big headlines, and willing to take huge fines for criticising referees and saying they're not up to it. And that's what happened Saturday, and that's really poor. I've just asked the referee tonight do you know about a rule about adding on a minute for every goal scored? Well, with the greatest respect tonight, not trying to sound arrogant, we would have been here half the night. There's 9 goals in that game. Yeah, very, very disappointed about that. The Ricky injury is, you compound that. I don't want Saturday's really good performance, to be too much on a downside with Ricky's injury, which we're keeping everything crossed. It's too early at the moment. Obviously now Ollie is out for 3 games. People are going to have to step up and be counted, because we've got, Worthing and then a massive FA Cup game, because that's what it is, just massive. And we'll be favourites, and that puts a different pressure on you. So we want to get into that first round. So there's a lot going on. It is exciting, but it's also a bit frustrating. You're coming away and you're thinking what a great performance against Swindon, 10 men, and how well we played against an unbeaten at home side. And then you've got the Ricky situation and then Ollie, and then you make your appeal, which costs the club money. And it's just, what's the point? Things are not quite right there. But look, we will be in Thursday night. We will do all the work we can to face a very, very strong Worthing side. And fingers crossed we'll get some fans down there. It's difficult on the 4G, but we'll look forward to it. There'll be a big crowd. And let's go there and be positive. We've had 2 big wins in a week. You can only beat what's in front of you. Thanks for Cove. They're great guys down there. Obviously our neighbours, we wish them the best, and in some respects they probably got the loudest cheer of the night when they scored their first goal. So fantastic, so many people turned up. I mean, just look at that in Hampshire Cup. This time last year that probably would have been an attendance of 80, and we've got nearly 300. So again, it just shows how far this club is coming, and ultimately that's predominantly down to the team. So pleased we got through it. Get back to work Thursday night in preparation for Saturday.
Brilliant. Thanks, Spencer, and best of luck for Saturday.
Thanks, mate.